Let's talk about its poder de dizer não, para dizer sim ao que importa. Finding your voice in a new language is one of the most rewarding parts of learning. Stories give us the context and the confidence to do just that. Today's narrative is about the search for an authentic voice, and it is also your chance to improve your own in English in a natural and powerful way. There is a trap that every creator, every professional falls into at some point. It is the yes trap. We say yes out of fear of missing an opportunity. Yes out of financial anxiety. Yes to appear versatile and competent. But here is the question that confronts us at the end of the day. By trying to be everything to everyone, don't we end up becoming nothing special to ourselves? By speaking every language, don't we run the risk of forgetting our own? This is the story of Alex, a photographer who was a master of every style, but who had forgotten his own, and of the brutally honest critique that forced him to abandon the noise so he could finally rediscover his voice. Alex was a technically brilliant photographer, a chameleon with a camera. His schedule in New York was a testament to his ability to adapt, a frantic puzzle of commitments that kept him in a constant hustle to pay the bills. But this versatility was not born from artistic curiosity, but from financial anxiety. The fear of a slow month had turned him into a master of yes. A wedding on a Saturday, product shots for an e-commerce site on Monday, portraits of a CEO's dog on Wednesday. He had become, in his own words, a creative mercenary, renting out his technique to the vision of anyone who could pay. The result was a portfolio that looked like a mosaic of echoes. Each project was competent, professional, but without an identity, without a soul to connect them. They were the voices of his clients, never his own. But late at night, when the noise of the paid jobs fell silent, he would look at a hidden folder on his computer, filled with photos he never showed anyone. Street photos, anonymous, silent, capturing the unrehearsed poetry of the city. They were the only photos where he could still hear himself. The opportunity to escape the mercenary cycle came in the form of an email. After months of persistent attempts, Alex achieved what seemed impossible: a meeting with Isabelle, a renowned photography agent, a legend whose clients were the biggest brands and magazines in the world. To Alex, this was like receiving an invitation to Olympus. In her office, a minimalist space that looked like an art gallery, Alex opened his portfolio with trembling hands. Proudly, he presented his work, highlighting the variety of clients and styles as a sign of his versatility and competence. He believed this was his greatest asset, the proof that he could be whatever photographer the client needed. Isabelle listened in silence, and then began to flip through. Page after page, her face revealed nothing. No admiration, no disapproval, just a professional, neutral expression that was 1,000 times more intimidating than any open criticism. For Alex, every second of that silence was an eternity. Finally, she reached the last page, closed the portfolio with a soft, definitive sound, and looked at him. The silence was broken by Isabelle's voice, as precise and sharp as the focus of an expensive lens. "Your work is competent, Alex," she said, without emotion. "But it's just noise. You're shouting in 10 different languages, and I can't understand a single one." The words hit Alex like a punch, dismantling in a second what he thought was his greatest strength. She opened the portfolio again, but not to take a second look. She flipped directly to the last page, and pointed to the single street photo he had included, almost as an afterthought. "This, sis," she said, and for the first time, there was a trace of interest in her voice. "This has a voice." She looked at him, her eyes going from the photo to his face. "The photographer who took this picture," she continued, "the man who saw this moment and had the patience to capture it, that's who I want to hire. Where is her?" Isabelle closed the book. The meeting was over. "Don't show me what you're capable of doing," she said, standing up. "Show me who you are. Come back when you have a whole book that speaks only one language, yours." The critique was brutal, and it was the most painfully honest gift Alex had ever received. This is Alex left Isabelle's office, feeling both devastated and strangely free. The clarity was painful, but undeniable. That very same week, he began his terrifying campaign of no. This, a no to a lucrative wedding, a no to a well-paying corporate event. With every job he turned down, his bank account dwindled, and the voice of panic, which he knew so well, screamed in his ears. This, but with every no he said to the world, he was saying yes to himself. He traded the safety of studios for the unpredictability of the streets of New York. Time, once his scarcest resource, was now abundant. He dedicated himself obsessively to his passion, rediscovering the pleasure of waiting for hours for the perfect light, of capturing the untold stories on the faces of strangers. He was no longer taking pictures, he was finding his voice. Months later, he had a new portfolio. It was no longer a mosaic of echoes, it was a manifesto, cohesive, powerful, and undeniably his. With his heart in his throat, he sent it to Isabelle. Her reply arrived the next day. It wasn't a long, congratulatory email. It was 5 short, professional, and potent words, worth more than any previous contract. "Welcome back. Let's get to work." Alex's journey, from creative mercenary to the master of his own voice, teaches us a powerful paradox about success. In a noisy world, full of opportunities, our greatest strength comes not from the yeses we give, but from the no's we dare to say. Saying no to what is good, but misaligned, is the only way to create the space and energy for what is extraordinary and truly yours. His story challenges us to look at our own lives and ask the hard question, the question that requires courage. What good thing do I need to say no to today, so I can say yes to my true masterpiece? If this lesson about the courage to say no, to find your true voice, resonated with you, leave a comment below, like the video, so this message can find others who are lost in the noise. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that teach us to focus on what really matters. Until next time, adjust your focus and go for it.